L.A. Times reporting that Adam Schiff has called Joe Biden to drop out. This is it right here. Today, tomorrow, Friday, through the weekend, I would say Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. If Joe Biden is still the nominee in a week, then he will be the nominee. But I have a feeling this is go time. Schiff is doing this at the behest of Pelosi. I mean, he probably, he's doing it at behest of others, but this is coordinated. There's a letter going to go out today, if it hasn't already, calling on the DNC to slow their roll in terms of this nomination process. And we're going to see what happens as people start to come out publicly and speak. And look, the last place I ever want to be is with Adam Schiff and Nancy Pelosi and Matt Iglesias and Jonathan Chait.
Against Bernie.
And the Pod Save crew. And I don't know. Maybe we'll have a guest on Friday that we can talk about this, because there has been also a bet by the progressives that has been placed. And the thing is, it's one of those bets that, like, they can't really lose. So it's probably a good bet, but we'll talk about that later in the week. Andrew from DC. I think Mark Cuban makes a good point that the reason these SV goons are pouring money into Trump right now is a Bitcoin play. Loosen regulations, lower taxes on heightened tariffs, weakens the dollar for working people, and an absolute boom for capital. Makes too much. No, 100%. Look, from a financial standpoint, it is a Bitcoin. It is all crypto. Like crypto, when JD Vance, go take a look at what crypto is. Go to like one of those things like Coinbase or whatever. I haven't checked it, to be honest with you, but there's no doubt in my mind, crypto went through the roof the moment JD Vance was announced. There's a couple of industries. I would imagine for-profit universities also pops up a little bit, but we'll see.
My main thing is I'm hoping the AI bubble waits until Trump is in office to pop, which it's going to do.
It might, but the other irony is that the economy looks like it's about to just sort of like soar. They're going to drop interest rates in September. Rents have finally stabilized. Inflation continues to drop. Job market seems to have stabilized, still relatively strong. And Donald Trump very likely could be the beneficiary of this. He was, to some extent, after Obama as well. They finally took it 8 years to dig out of the financial crisis. In large part, it took so long because Obama just didn't spend enough. Monkey business. Are you kidding me? The bet the progressives are making is one they can't win. Worst case scenario, they've tied themselves and the progressive agenda to a Biden loss in November. If Biden loses in November, no one's going to say it's because of the progressive agenda that he introduced in July. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I think it'll be Gaza.
It'll be his age.
And also Hillary ran insanely. Presidents always run progressive, and then
well, first of all,
it
is completely against. Yeah, it's fascinating because we always hear they're going to attack to the center, and Biden's saving himself, at least in his mind, by rolling out some progressive initiatives.
But that's because he's still fighting the primary.
Yes. The problem is it's not going to have the impact that anybody wants it to, because there is one reason why Joe Biden will be, if he loses, and if he loses, it's because he cannot perform the basic functions of campaigning. It's not because of his record. I don't even think it would be necessarily because of Gaza, although I wish more people cared about it. It's going to be because he cannot perform the basic functions of campaigning. And, so just monkey
interviews.
business. Best case scenario they have is a bunch of IOUs from a second-term Biden who has publicly lost the political support of most of his party. No, see, I disagree with this. The reason why people want Biden out is not because they are withdrawing their political support of him. They don't believe he can beat Trump. If he beats Trump, he's going to be there. Everybody's going to be like, I was wrong. You were right. And Biden's going to have articulated this agenda. And look, there really is no reason to believe that he's not going to at least attempt to follow through on these things. I mean, he said he was only going to do $10,000 per person on college debt relief. He has certainly attempted iterations of that. You can argue the first time around he didn't do it on the right authority, but the second time around he did. He's still being thwarted. But if you look at things like judges, if you look at things like antitrust, you look at things like labor, you look at things like the LNG export.
I mean, he's going to need the filibuster to get rid of the filibuster. I mean, that's the thing is, like, even if he was talking like that, though, like, I just, it's not really falling on my ears super welcome because I don't think he can get margins.
Well, we don't think that he can win.
Exactly.
Listen, there is value in setting an agenda, even if you don't achieve that, because it starts to create a baseline for what constitutes democratic politics. If he wins after doing this, despite the fact that in July, when he starts offering these programs, 65% of the Democratic Party wants him out. Something's going to get credit for it. And it's not because he got younger, I can assure you. And I can tell you right now, personal experience, there's no cocktail they're going to make for Joe Biden that is going to change the direction of where he's headed. This is a one-way street. This isn't recovering from a stroke. So, I mean, it's the only possible loss in terms of like the progressives here, and it's not going to hinder them, is that it keeps Biden in the race, their support. And to some extent, it probably does. Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.